a storytelling initiative about India's most fearless.
So this story is about Lieutenant Commander FIRDAUS Mogal. So I was privileged to know FIRDAUS, being senior to me by 1 year, and was a good acquaintance, and had met him couple of times. And this story is again a story of amazing grit, bravery, and the moral of this story would be, it's about leadership. It's about leadership. How someone in Fauj is nurtured to be a leader. At the age of say 22, 23, 24, when you pass out of academies, you are nurtured to be a leader, and this story is all about that leadership. So FIRDAUS is again Shaurya Chakra posthumous. FIRDAUS is no more between us, but he's Shaurya Chakra posthumous, and he's done an act of bravery. He's a submariner. FIRDAUS was a submariner. Now, to take you back, I'll just, before you watch this story, we go into the depth of this story. So I'll just give you a structure of Indian Navy. So Navy, I'm a naval officer. So Navy has a surface Navy, which is जो पानी के ऊपर होता है, that's surface Navy. Then the aviation corps, the naval aviation corps जो ऊपर उड़ते हैं, and the underwater corps, that is the submariners. So Navy has surface, aviation, and the underwater, what we call as submarine. So I'm sure submarine, all of you would have seen Ghazi, the movie Ghazi, which would have given you a fair idea of what submarine is. And there on the surface Navy, there are again elite forces, marine commandos, and various other branches of Navy, naval armament, medical, whatever. So FIRDAUS was from the submarine corps. He was a submariner. Now, if you have any idea of submarine, just type yes, we know submarines. Submarines is one of the elite arms of the Navy, because it requires additional special training to be a submariner, and it is tough. Submarines are tough because their living condition, the exigencies through which they go through, that is totally difficult. And if you see submarine, the submarines, like the spaces are you have crunched spaces, and then the life is very difficult over there. So FIRDAUS was from the submarine corps. He going back, he's from the National Defense Academy, NDA Khadakwasla, and once he passed out of academy, he joined Navy. Like anyone, like when I had spoken about Mohit, even FIRDAUS was very clear of what he wanted to do while in academy. So his line was very clear, like he wanted to be in Navy, and that to submarine arms. So that's how FIRDAUS got into submarine arms. So after his tenure with NDA and his courses, he opted for submarine course, and then he became a submariner. So before this, posting on a boat called INS Shankush. So Indian submarine arm, if you Google, there are various types of submarine. Again, within submarine, there are various types of submarines. The nuclear submarine, that is Chakra and Arihant. Arihant is Indian indigenous rather, and there is Chakra, which is a nuclear submarine. And then there are various classes of submarine. So different class of submarine. Like there are Shishumar class, Kalvari class, Sindhu Ghosh class. So these are various types of submarine depending upon the utility and what the purpose of them is for. So FIRDAUS was posted on a submarine called INS Shankush. So Shankush is an attack submarine, and this is all available on Google, so there is nothing classified per se. So length of this submarine is 65 meter, that is roughly around 210 feet, and the beam is 21 feet, and it is 1850 ton. So this is the some technicality about submarines, and this is a specification of this particular submarine INS Shankush, on which he was posted. So incident date back to 2010. Firdaus, again in 2010 he was pretty senior, and he was the second senior most of that submarine. He was the executive officer. In Navy we call a short form of XO. So executive officer, he is the second senior most in that submarine. So Navy has something called commanding officer, and then second comes the executive officer. Each unit, each ship has this commanding officer, executive officer, engineering officer. This is the structure, you know. So in the story, when you hear the term commanding officer, that is the topmost guy in that unit. So Firdaus was the second executive officer. So on this fateful day, they were at sea on 30th August 2010. And that day happened to be a very bad weather. It was raining very heavily, and INS Shankush has to go for a ops. Now you'll be wondering what a Navy or Army or Air Force does when there is no war scenarios. So they undertake lots of exercise, war-like exercise, depicting the actual scenarios. Only instead of dropping a bomb or anything, they simulate it. So annually every year this happens. So INS Shankush was going to be part of that exercise called Varuna. This was in August 2010. So Shankush was the boat, submarine is called boat, which was chosen. And in all readily, they have to make submarine ready for that exercise. And the other two of this group were a French naval ship, Duplex, and Indian naval ship Brahmaputra. So this way the thing. So the entire exercise goes that submarine has to evade being detected by these two ships. So that is how the exercise go. And then if you are detected, it's like you don't want to be detected. So that's how it is there. Even in war, when you are there, you don't want to be detected by the enemy sonar and other thing. So this is what the entire exercise is all about. So on that fateful day, sea was extremely rough. And they had sailed off to close to 200 nautical miles from Mumbai. And luck would have happened. There was a technical defect which happened in the submarine. Now when the technical defect happened, if it's an operational deficiency, you have to analyze the situation, and if try your best to resolve that thing when you are at sea, or you take the PADs for IF, and if you are not able to sort it out, then you have to come back to the dockyard. But no ship CEO or no ship crew would like his operational deficiency to be reported back to dockyard. They try their best to sort it out. That is the competency of that particular ship. So on that day, so there was a exhaust valve failure in that submarine, and only option was to attend that defect. Now the problem with that was, it was at the aft end and it was on the casing. So someone has to go out and do this repairs. But sea turned out to be very, very rough that day. So 3 of the men and the engineering officer, so they all of them analyzed the CO and XO, and they decided that they have to repair this valve. So they took that chance. Now the story happens. In the bargain, what happened was, जब वो लोग पीछे गए 3 लोग और एक engineering officer, when they went back, so now they are on the top of the submarine. They are going towards the back. They have all the safety gears, safety jackets and all. Suddenly what happens is there's a huge wave which comes, and rolling pitching happens. These guys try their best, but Firdaus was at the periscope, and he realized that 3 of them have fallen in the sea, so we call it as man overboard. So 3 of them have fallen in the sea. Now the sea was very, very choppy, and one guy was hanging on to the submarine. So being the executive officer, being the second in command, he instructed his CEO and everyone else that there is man overboard. By the time they could get help from inside, and Firdaus was the person who was to organize, he realized that only way to save them was to go at that particular moment. So he ran there, and when he reached there, by that time 2 more divers who are the specialist swimmers and very diving specialists, they are on board submarine. They also came up, 2 of them. So now Firdaus and 2 of them, they were just analyzing the situation, and they could see these 3 people drifting at aft end is rear. They could see these 3 people drifting into sea. Now sea is choppy, submarine is rolling, engines are on, and these people are drifting. So he informed the situation. So only way was to they were just drifting. So only way he thought was he has to save his people. So what he did was, he did an act of bravery. He tried everything, and he jumped into the sea. Without thinking a second thought, because by the time they maneuver the submarine, it would have been too late. So being a exceptional swimmer and diver himself, so he jumped into the sea. He swam, and he could reach to that 3 people, so they were, by that time they were totally exhausted. By the time CEO could stabilize the submarine, and you cannot keep the engine on, so you have to keep engine that way, the propulsion has to be there. So by the time CEO could help, so he could see that 3 people were drifting. So along with Firdaus, 2 more guys who were the specialist divers, they also jumped. So now there were 6 people, total 6 people in the sea. So by the time submarine could maneuver, Firdaus could reach out to these 3 people, and he pulled 3 people closer to the boat. Now only option was to make them climb to the boat. So Firdaus told them to climb on his shoulders and climb on the boat. So the tradition of Fauj, you see, so before Firdaus could say that, those 3 people who were already there, they were requesting him to climb first. So that is the tradition of Fauj, but he ordered them, you climb first, So these 3 people, somehow he could get these 3 people on board, the first 3 who had fallen into the sea. Now there were 3 more, including him, there were 2 more divers who were there. So by this time the wave was pretty strong again, and the 2 divers, they also started drifting. By the time submarine could turn and maneuver, and when it got closer, so these 2 divers were also, and mind you, all the divers are extremely good swimmers, it's unlike me or you, they are extremely good swimmer. By this time they have spent 20 minutes there, and they were also tired. So now the option was to pick 3 of them. So as the boat got closer, these 2 divers were ahead of Firdaus. So Firdaus requested them again to climb on his shoulder and move. That was the only option left. So they also told him, like I explained, they also requested him that he need to go first. So, but then in the true sense of being a leader and an executive officer, he made them climb on his shoulder, and both of them could climb on the sub. So now only guy who was remaining in the water was Firdaus. So by the time he ensured all of his men are safe, and now was his turn to climb on the sub. By the time he could climb, there was again a huge swell and submarine rolled. So now imagine submarine rolling 1850 ton of metal, and that hit Firdaus on the forehead. With that hit, what in the book CEO also writes that he could see the hit. It was so bad, within minutes there was blood oozing out and he was thrown apart. So he started drifting 300 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters. So now the only option was to save him. So already the divers who were up, so they jumped back into the sea to save him. So by the time they could reach to him, CEO had requested for a helicopter for help. So by the time helicopter could come, it was already 10-15 minutes. So these two divers were saved, but Firdaus was also airlifted. By the time Firdaus was airlifted, he had lost a lot of blood, and then he was airlifted and taken to the Naval Hospital, NHS Ashwini. So Firdaus have a son. That time he was 20 months old, and they were staying in the Naval Nofra, Kolaba. See the essence of leadership here. So 6 of them in sea, 5 of his men, being one of the senior most officer, he could have chosen to be on board and send someone else, but being Firdaus, he jumped into the sea, and his only thing was that his men should be saved. That was the true essence of leadership. And then when chopper lifted him, went to Ashwini, by the time CEO communicated to the base, and then the submarine was granted permission to come back to base. By the time CEO and others reached the jetty, and they immediately went to INS Ashwini. Ashwini is a naval hospital at Kolaba, if you would have seen towards the last. And somewhere midway they were told that unfortunately Firdaus couldn't make it. Firdaus just couldn't make it. So that was the time when even his wife, cousin, who was working in a corporate, so in the book and in the write-up she said that that particular day somehow it was she was not feeling that great, and she was feeling that, getting that intuition something is going to get wrong. And that unfortunate incident was Firdaus not making it. So this was the story of a true leadership, wherein he would have chosen to be there, but then he preferred to save his men, and in that bargain he made the ultimate sacrifice. So knowing Firdaus towards the later part, when when people visited his place, or his batchmates, or when anyone asked his wife that why did he make that decision in spite of having a small kid at home, 20 months. So she said, had he been alive and had he been not able to save these 5 men, perhaps that would have been the greatest regret of his life, rather than being alive. So he tried his best, and all those 5 men were saved, but Firdaus couldn't be. So that's the story of Firdaus Mogal. Shaurya Chakra, he was awarded Shaurya Chakra posthumous, and beautiful thing, his citation of Shaurya Chakra, you get citation. The citation read, I'm reading from the book. His citation in Shaurya Chakra read, Lieutenant Commander Firdaus Mogal displayed exceptional courage, unmatched show of fearless valor in the face of death, and made the supreme sacrifice in saving the lives of 6 men. That is what his citation read.
Jai Hind.